Welcome everyone to the CELPIP Listening Part 4 News Item Analysis. Now, before we get started, just here in the Listening Part 4 section of the CELPIP library, and I do want to say that Listening Part 4 focuses more on CLB 4, 5, and 6. What does that mean? Well, it means that Listening Part 4 is still a little bit easier and more familiar for lower levels. Means the material and the content can be more of a common situation, more familiar dialogues, and something that maybe we have heard before. And the vocabulary might not be so strong, even though some parts are. And for that reason, the questions will not be as difficult, and we can still get more points in part 4. Okay? And definitely easier than part 5 and part 6. So CLB 4, 5, and 6, we can still do better in this part. And for level 7 or higher, well, this part should be more familiar for you and you can probably get everything correct. And usually 7 or higher, they get all the questions right in part 5, okay? Because it is familiar and easier for you. Okay. So also I want to remind you about this great listening part 4 tips and strategies video, okay? This video will give you more details about how you can listen effectively, how can you answer the questions effectively, and how to understand the texts better. So if you want that information, I will leave a link in the description box to that video, okay? So then, let's look at today's volume 1 sample, Pet Therapy. Now here I am in the front page of this sample lesson, okay? And also I want to remind you about our sample lesson part 6 sections. We have the video which you're watching right now. Vocabulary building. Vocabulary building is great to improve your vocabulary. Now it'll point out some words from this listening that we heard, some words that you should know, their meanings, synonyms, antonyms. You should study those words. And then this really great exercise over here where you read the sentence and you have to complete the sentence with one word from the list. Wow, great exercise for building your vocabulary. I strongly recommend that one. And then we have comprehension building. Comprehension building for this part is very interesting. You listen to...
Soon he and Joseph Kim got their first credit card a week after they got married.
Right. You listen to that part from the listening section. Okay. Some sentence or part from the listening. And then after you listen to it, then you need to choose.
Soon he and Joseph Kim got their first credit card a week after they got married.
You get to choose which answer, A or B, means the same. Which one means the same as what you hear? Great exercise, and it gets more difficult. For sample number 6, is it A? Is it B? Is it both A and B? Or is it neither A nor B? Wow. Very great for building your listening comprehensive skills. I strongly recommend it. And then we have following dialogue. Following dialogue, we listen to the news item. Okay,
Listening
we listen
to a news item.
And while we listen...
Soon he and Joseph Kim got their first credit card a week after they got married. At first...
So we fill in the blanks with what we hear. Very great exercise to build your ability to follow dialogues, okay? And then over here we have the test practice 1, which we will be doing today, and test practice 2, which you can do to practice after. It's just version 2. Great, great exercise. All right, now let's get started with today's listening. Practice test 1. So everyone, now I do want to remind you just a few tips that I'd like to remind you about, which will be really useful for listening to the news. The first one, very important, is listen for full sentences, not words. Now, lower levels, we usually listen more to just some words, or sometimes some words are easier to remember. But everyone, this is not a word test, it's not a vocabulary test, it's more an idea test. So for that, we need to listen to full sentences. And sometimes if it's difficult to listen to full sentences, try to listen to sentence parts, 3, 4 words together. Don't focus only on one word because that will confuse you. Okay, very important. Number 2, well, we should try to repeat as much information as we can. Try to repeat. Try to repeat everything in your mind while you listen. The more you repeat, the more you can remember. Okay? Now, of course, if you can take some notes, that will also be helpful. But lower levels, let's make sure that writing notes does not interfere with listening. Sometimes students are writing notes and they don't know how to spell a word. And then they lose focus on the listening, and that will cause us to get less points correct. So, again, just try to repeat as much as you can, okay? And then the third point, which is important for the news, okay? It's important to listen to facts. What happened? Where did it happen? Why did it happen? Who did it happen to? What will they do after? Try to get factual information from the news, and that way it will help you get to the questions better and understand them better. Okay? Okay, the next part is about the answers. Okay, when we read the questions and choose the answers, okay, it's usually sentence completion like this. The couple got into debt because. So let's try to ask a question. For example, why did the couple get into debt? Why? Mhm. And when we choose the answers, okay, let's not choose the answers only for words. You see here the word spending. If we hear the word spending, is that the answer? Maybe, maybe not. The answers are more about the full sentence, the full idea. They didn't control their spending, not just the word spending, not just the word cards or credit cards. This is very important because lower level students, they choose answers only because of words. So try not to do that and try to select answers for the full idea, not just words. Okay, those tips, I hope they will be useful. And so everyone, Now let's get started with today's analysis. So everyone, I want to remind you that I will be giving you a chance to listen to the news report yourself and then answer the questions by yourself. That way we can do this analysis together. So first I will play the listening, the news report. You can listen and repeat and get the information. And then we will be going to the questions and I will be giving you a chance to answer the questions, okay? I will be showing the answers and giving you the right time, okay? And we are doing test practice 1. So then everyone, I do want to remind you that we are going to be doing this together. I'm going to be giving you a chance to listen to the news report. And then I'm going to give you a chance to answer the questions. And then we will analyze them together. So then, let's get started with listening to the news report.
Listening to a news item.
New research shows that having a pet dog can help to reduce children's stress. A study by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in the USA shows that petting a dog is a great way to help stress kids. Researchers looked at 643 children aged 6 and 7 over an 18-month period. They found that children who have a pet dog suffer from less stress than children without a dog. The researchers said that just 12% of the children with pets showed signs of stress. This compares with 21% of children with no dog. The research will come as no surprise to the parents of children who have a dog. They have always known that a dog is great for helping a child's development and mental health. A researcher said there are many things about the research that she is still unclear about. She said she did not know if less anxious children have pet dogs or if it is the other way around and pet dogs make children less anxious. She said the research just showed a link between pet dogs and children's stress. She said pet dogs help children start conversations. This can often be difficult for children to do and can cause them stress. The researchers also said a pet dog can be a source of comfort for children. The dog can also act as a friend to a small child who tells the pet all his or her secrets and stories. Sometimes a dog is so important that its name can be the first word the child speaks.
Okay, so now let's get to the questions. And everyone remember that we will have approximately 35 seconds between questions, okay? All right, so go ahead. Number 1. And now number 2. And now number 3. And now number 4. And now number 5. So then, let's get to analyzing the answers. That was very interesting. Very interesting. Pets and children. I think that they would be great for children to have a pet. Okay. So, is that what we heard? Let's see. Pets can help children eradicate stress, lower anxiety, learn better, increase pleasure. Well, let's see what we read or heard. New research shows that having a pet dog can help to reduce children's stress. A study by the Centers for Disease Control Prevention in the US shows that petting a dog is a great way to help distress kids. Researchers looked at 643 children ages 6 and 7 over an 18-month period. They found that children who have a pet dog suffer from less stress than children without a dog. Okay, well, from what we read, it wouldn't be about learning or not about pleasure yet, but I did hear eradicate means eliminate, so not eliminate, but reduce anxiety, which is like stress, okay? Should be B. This study also says that having a pet can improve children's behavior, enhance children's overall advancement, improve a child's motor functions, increase a child's desire to learn. So, the researchers said that just 12% of the children with pets show signs of stress. This compares with 21% of children with no dog. The research will come as no surprise to the parents of children who have a dog. They have always known that a dog is a great way for helping their child's development and mental health. A researcher said there are many things about the research that she's still unclear about. Okay, well, she said she did not know if less anxious children have pet dogs or if it is the other way around and pet dogs make children less anxious. She said the children does show a link between pet dogs and child stress. She said pet dogs help children start conversations. Well, it's unclear from this one, but again, not about learning and not about motor functions and not about behavior. I think it's overall. In general, they talked about overall behavior or advancement or development. Enhance the child's development, helping the child's development and mental health right here. From what I was looking at, okay. One flaw in the study is that less stressed kids might have a pet. Children don't have enough stress as it is. Less children need pets. Pets could be a cause to stress. I think we read this one already. Not pets could be a cause, not less children need pets. and not have enough stress, it should be that less stressed children, they might have a pet. So we don't know if it's the other way around, okay? Also, a pet can help a child continue a conversation, start a chat, be more chatty, enjoy life more. I think we read that one as well and we heard. Okay, she said pet dogs help children start conversations, okay? So that would be, well, not continue, but start. So B. According to the report, pets can be a source of, so they can be a source of what? Restlessness, distress, care, or warmth? Well, it should be, well, not restlessness. That's like anxiety or stress. Distress, similar, anxiety or stress. Care or warmth, it should be warmth here. Not they will provide care, but they can help you feel warmth or care. Okay? And now, for number one, it should be lower anxiety, like we said. Yeah. Not about learning. Okay? So it looks like we got them all. How did you do, everyone? Did you get 5 from 5? Well, if you didn't get 5 from 5, there are several things that we can do. The first thing we want to do is review the answers. Let's understand why the answers are the answers, okay? And also, we should understand why the answers are not the answers. This will really help us, everyone. Really help us improve our comprehension. Then we should be reading and analyzing the script. Yes, we should read the script to understand expression and the ideas, how they are expressed. This is very important for improving our listening skills. And of course, we should understand vocabulary. Yes, vocabulary from the listening is very important for us to understand. Okay. And for that, everyone, I will be leaving a link in the description to our sample lesson. Also, everyone, don't forget about test practice 2. Test practice 2, it's the same listening, but different questions and answers. Very good to practice, okay? And don't forget that you can review test practice 1, but also you can review vocabulary, which really helps you build your vocabulary. Comprehension building, a very great exercise where you listen and answer questions. Okay, very good for improving your comprehension. Following dialogue, also very good for improving our listening skills. Okay, everyone? All right. And also test practice 2. Test practice 2 will help you, everyone. You get to listen again, you review the listening, and then you have different questions to practice and review what we analyzed, okay? And also, everyone, let's not forget about our CELPIP library. CELPIP library has over 50, 60 samples of listening part 4, which will really help you improve your listening comprehension for part 4. So for that, everyone, with discount code CELPIP79, again, discount code CELPIP79, you can get a 3-month subscription for $10.99. Wow, great deal, everyone. And I strongly recommend it. So subscribe to the CELPIP library. Now, don't forget, everyone, practice makes perfect.